Hey guys, me, Timmy's Hype here, back on some more Forza Horizon 4, and today we're going to be starting a series and we're going to be doing some rally car builds. Now, I'm going to take you through the track we're going to be using and what we're all going to be doing through this, don't worry. Now, sadly due to Forza being Forza, we can't do time trials, so we've got kind of got to deal with the AI, but for this first one, I'm going to use a sighting lap for you guys, because you guys haven't seen this circuit so far. We don't need to worry about this bit of the circuit, because obviously this isn't really a rally section. This is more of a extreme off-road section of the map. But this is just what we've got to do, because this is a custom-built rally course around the quarry. You can see the Ford is struggling here, the Fiesta rally cross car. The true circuit starts here. We're going to ignore the eyes for now. This isn't a timed run, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to align this right kind of thingy, checkpoint thing, they got bumped, with the front wheel. And okay, AI, I see. Okay, we're going to align the front bumper, the front wheel, with that kind of the checkpoint on the right. But here is the stage. If ignoring the AIs, we're going to go from here all the way to the finish line over here. And I did build this myself. It's my first I think I've built using the root creator. Now I kind of wanted to do one of these series for a while, so I'm glad we've finally got the ability to. Now I wanted to do something around the quarry, because there's a lot of tight turns, like quite tight twisty turns you can take, and you've got some high speed stuff. The thing is with the quarry, the reason we've got to have that kind of a start point, and the AIs hate it, as you can see, there's still AI stuck down there. So they hate it. Just I've got to do that, because there's no good starting points for events. Anyway, if you guys have used a root creator, you will know what I mean. I'm going to show you the course. I'm going to do this not too quickly, but we're going to start off by coming into the quarry, and we've got a nice tight right hand corner. Now we're going to try and stay on the road as much as possible. There will be times we kind of like slide off it and stuff. But the beauty of this course is you've got these nice acceleration zones and hard braking zones into really tight corners, which is really going to test the nimble, how nimble the cars are, the amount of control you've got, and how good the brakes are. So it's a proper rally course. Most of these corners in this, we're not going to have to grab the handbrake on in a panic, but we might have to resort to that in the thingy. Here is probably the worst braking zone, because I'm going to be racing in first person, so you can't actually see when to get on the brakes coming over that crest. Now don't ignore the AIs will be sorting them out when it comes to actual doing the time lap, but as you can see, they get very confused. There's these nice little kind of quick change of direction with quick acceleration zones and hard braking zones that I really enjoy. And this is the final kind of really tight corner, and we're going to take our flyer up to the finish line here. Well, I mean, we've got this this is probably the last of the tight corners. I mean, there's one at the end, but the checkpoints is out, so this is on the bumpiest side of the kind of straight, and it kind of tests the car suspension. And obviously it's a rally car, so it needs good suspension. And then we've got one final corner. This is quite a tight corner. It's completely blind, and I do race from interior, and I will be racing from interior from this for this series, so you got to be aware of that. And there's the finish line over there, coming through the mud, because it's going to have one final test through the mud for the car to push through and see just how good it is. You see the AIs get very confused. Don't worry, we're leaving about a 3-minute time gap before we actually start the event, so the AIs can comfortably get to the finish. I have tested it. 3 minutes should be enough. They never really get that confused, and if they do, they break and they're never really in the way. We'll be giving the focus of the Fiesta even 3 runs. We're going to give each car 3 runs to get the best time possible, and obviously we'll be building the cars up to S1 class. Now this Fiesta is on 819, however, from the runs I've done so far and the little testing I've done, it is on par with my major rally car. So we're going to get into it. I'll see you guys at 3 minutes into the next race. Right, first run in the Fiesta. It's going to be our first officially timed lap. We are at 4 minutes. The AIs were playing funny buggers, and I did not trust them, and we're off. I wanted to make sure they were definitely out of the way. This is a full speed run now. down into the first corner. Now, that is a very bad line. Usually, that you can say that's kind of a corner cut. However, the run off that corner, which if you do it that shallow, is not very good. So I'm not really wanting that line, but the Fiesta's kind of went over there, so that's an issue I need to worry about. Also, around here, you can say, I mean, you can cut through some of the fences, but the payoff for cutting through some of the fences is not going to be big enough for me to want to do that, so I'm definitely going to be sticking to kind of the roaded area. If you miss the braking point up here, you're going to go flying, so we need to make sure we don't do that, and the Fiesta is not very quick off there. There's going to be, if the car has bad gear issues up here, it is really going to suffer because it's just quick change direction, quick acceleration zones, hard on the brakes, so any ultra heavy cars are really going to struggle. That's the fun of it. We're going to see what we've got to do, and it's pretty decent. I mean, I know you can definitely probably find lap time through this stage so far. It's not been the cleanest lap, but we'll see. We need to deduct 4 minutes. Oh, I got a big twitch through that corner. That's thrown me all out of line. That's the one thing where with the short wheelbase cars is the twitchiness. And here we go then, through the mud pit for our first run. It's not a very good run. I've nearly missed that gear. We've got, it's a 143 something. Remember, deduct 4 minutes, which means that's a 143.393. I reckon we can at least find a second or so quite easily there. So let's go and get it set up again. So for run 2 with the Fiesta, I'm really hoping we can kind of get it into the 141s maybe. That we would have to lose 2 seconds. I've actually not checked the map. I'm hoping that AIs are far enough around and we won't get him away. And let's go. That's a blistering launch. We want a better run into turn 1 here. Well, like the actual corner. Yeah, this corner. That's turn 1. I'm going to keep that as turn 1. It was a better run. We got a better line. I felt like we didn't need to lock up the brakes as much as we did last time, and keep it nice and tight. The Fiesta can probably do the 141 that I am looking for. Oh, nearly missed that. It's because the checkpoint's side on, so it sometimes looks kind of invisible. But oh, there's an AI coming around the final section, and I've binned it. That's one thing you've got to worry about through that section, is if you're too close, if you're running too close, you are going to hit it. We've not lost too much time though. It was very slow at the uphill section. I got on the brakes a little too early, so we're going much slower than what I needed to be. And we're coming up the section here now. There is an AI up ahead. Hopefully it doesn't respawn in my way, otherwise that will be a problem. Power, come on Fiesta. And we're going to have one more run after this, and it's going to be a make it or break it, bank it time. So let's hope I don't break it. Please respawn AI. He well missed that checkpoint. Thank you, game. The AI get in the way, and it's really, really bad. We've got about 21 seconds or so as of looking at that. Let's not go as wide here. Just nip that checkpoint. Perfect, perfect. I'm going to start getting on the brakes about now. Get turned in. Look for the checkpoint and power, 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 power. Don't miss the shift this time. We're gonna do a little bit quicker, and we had an accident, so we can. I'm thinking of 42. Well, I mean, we did get the 42. A low 42, high 41 is possible. About 10 seconds. There's an AI that's kind of trying to get out of his death zone, but we're just gonna leave him. Well, 3 seconds, don't come across the line. So we're currently in the 42s, which I feel like is a good lap time, although I've not really, obviously, tested this track all too much. I don't really have anything to compare it to. We don't want to hit that bloody thingy, whatever it's called, the conveyor belt, I suppose it's called. That's a bit of a wider line than I would have liked, but yes, we kind of got away with it. There's a lot of chances for airtime around here if you're in the wrong place with some speed, so we do need to be careful of that because it might unsettle a car. We don't want to hit this. We get through here quickly. Let's have a nice clean run now. Where's the... I'd rather get on the brakes before that curve, like that little hump in the road, than after it, because after it we can't get on the brakes while in the air. So we'll keep our car grounded, then we'll accelerate towards the corner and brake again. Might like it. Obviously, as we get more experience with the kind of event, we will find better lines. We'll find better braking zones and how to do it. Obviously, I've literally just built this today, and I've done a couple of times through it. It's not going to be the quickest time ever. And of course, I'm in a car which is nearly, I think it's about 81 PI down on where the other cars are going to be, which is quite a lot. But it is a purpose-built rally car, so it should do well. This feels quick, though. It does feel quick. Gonna get on the brakes. Oh, slightly overshot. No. Don't tell me I missed it. I missed it. No way. I just didn't get turned in. Which means the 142.966 is going to be the quickest lap time so far. And that means we're going to go on now. We're going to go and build a car to see just if we can beat it. But that was feeling quick. I don't know what... I don't have time to look up at the time of the run during that race, because it's constant left, right, left, right, left, right. You've got to concentrate so hard, especially on a rally stage as well, because you just make sure you don't mess up. So what we're going to go and do is go and get our first car and see if we can beat it. And we're going to go through the rules of the series to build him. So here is the first car we're going to take. It's the Ford Escort RS Turbo. Yes, it is that barn find. It's one of the early barn finds you get in the game, and for me, it's one of the coolest cars in the game. I really, really adore this thing. I have a really quick B-class front-wheel drive one of these, so I've got hopes that it's going to do well on a rally stage. We do know that this car has rally heritage. It's from the Escorts. They've all been very good rally cars, but they're all rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. We've never had a front-wheel drive car. Now, rules for this series as of building. Well, I was toying around with the idea of maybe keeping all the cars on their stock drivetrain. However, I have decided, instead of keeping on the stock drivetrain, we're going to all-wheel drive stuff them all, try and make it as competitive as possible, but we have to use the stock engine as long as it can get to within 5 PI either side. Well, it's got to be above 795. I think 800 is the limit for 900, 895, just 5 PI lower than max of S1 class. S1 is where we're going to build these cars up to. So we might not need any of these engines. The two i4s, Turbo Rally is quite good, and the i4 Turbo. But we're going to try and keep the stock engine in it. We have got it all-wheel drive. Did I put all-wheel drive on it? Yeah, we're going to keep it all-wheel drive. I want to try and make this as competitive as possible. As for aero, although we're going pretty low speeds, I am still going to be sticking the aero on because it's still going to be helping. Putting the wing on it, we're not going quick enough for it to make a difference for top speed, so it's better to have the grip than not. As for tyres, I will more than likely be putting on rally tyres. We're going into S1 class, which means we're going to have a lot of room to play with upgrades, especially with a car that starts down in C class, and some of them will be starting lower. Rally tyres, just for the extra grip, and obviously full tyre whips, and then track widths do help. They make it more stable at speed, so we're going to be putting them on. I do feel like we might need to put in another engine. Also, we're going to put in rally springs on it, obviously. We're going to put in all the rally upgrades on it. And some of these cars might get fully maxed out and not reach the top of S1 class, and that's perfectly understandable because some of them just don't have the PI to do it. However, we're going to try and use the stock engine. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to swap the engine out on this car as my first car. I kind of hope we wouldn't have to, but you know, it is an engine from 1986. I'm not expecting the most amount of power. I probably expect about 800 horsepower. Gladly, because of the basket system, we can just throw on all these upgrades really quick and see if we're going to get anywhere near. We're not even out of A class yet, so yeah, no, we're going to need a new engine. So I mean, actually, let's just check. Yeah, we're going to need a new engine. Okay, so we have the two i4 options, and now the i4 Turbo Rally is a viable engine in this game. However, the 2-litre i4 engine. Which ones are any of them any lighter? No, they're both heavier in the i4 turbo. That has more torque and more power. Should we try a turbo rally engine? I feel like there'd be. We'll see where we can get to with PI wise. It actually might not do as well as I'm expecting. Ah, there we go. It's 200 horsepower just in that. It's crazy. There's the 5 PI limit. Ugh. I kind of want to get it as high as possible. It's got to find the right amount of upgrades. 898. I'm pretty sure that's probably as high as we'll get it. So we're not going to change any rims because I can't bother faffing around for like 20 minutes trying to find the set of rims. So that is going to be our vehicle. We're going to pay 84 grand for all of that. But I think we're going to be done. That's what, 549 horsepower weighing 2,000 pounds. That's quite good power to weight ratio. I'm not entirely sure what the Focuses, the Fiestas are, but I feel like these are probably running similar engines. And it is a high PI, so I'm expecting this to do pretty well. We're going to head down to the circuit, give it 3 attempts, see if we can beat the Fiesta. I am expecting it to, because the Fiesta didn't have the cleanest runs, but we'll find out. Now, I should probably say before we get underway with this, I am not allowed to touch the tune of the vehicle. Unless it becomes, like, the gear ratios are way too short. And we're just buzzing limiter even on if we're buzzing limiter on this track, we have a serious problem because obviously the gear ratios are way too short. It does seem though that the AIs are managing to do this track much better in the higher PI of S1 than they were lower. But here we go then. We're getting underway very, very soon and we're off. This could be a very good car. The rear end seems to be a bit more slider than it was in the Fiesta. The front end manages to get turning quite a bit. Obviously I have no idea of the gear ratios or where the grip's gonna be. Oh, I think that's a missed checkpoint straight away. It is. Oh, that's not a good start at all. He just wasn't turning in and the game's taking forever to respawn me. This is a sighting lap, obviously. It's not going too well so far for the Escort. Oh, there's a lot of kind of neutral, oversteery kind of, yeah, look at this. It just doesn't have the grip of that Fiesta. I inadvertently took 2 forwards in this episode. I didn't mean to do that, but hey ho. Right, up here, we could have some serious problems with getting there. Yep, like I said, if you're not on the brakes before that, we're going to have serious problems. This is a really, really shoddy run. We're going to have to be much more careful. We're going up much more speed than the Fiesta ever was. It accelerates so violently. It just doesn't have... I've also cocked up where I'm going on the course. That doesn't help. Come on. And power. And go, and go, and go. Get out the fences. The fences slow you down. Escort. Come on, you're meant to be really good at this sort of stuff. You've got one more nearly 90-degree corner. And flies onto kind of the back curve. This has been a really, really bad lap so far. Hopefully the final 2 laps we can pull it out. There's a lot of neutral steer there. Gonna get on the brakes real early because we know it's not very good at getting the turn and this is a tight corner. Here we go then. We're looking at a first 2-minute lap, 2 minute and 1. Wow. We can find so much more time there. 2:01:01. We've got so much time to find. We have some 9 seconds to find around the circuit to be on par with that Fiesta. I do think the Escort can do it. It is a good car. Admittedly, it's not as nice to drive as the Fiesta. However, I just feel like it has more brute force. Right, what we don't want to do is mess up this first corner. It was alright, I guess. We kind of had a little bit of a straighten up. Just not miss this next checkpoint. And you might be thinking, like, how have I missed that checkpoint? It's just, like, I've made checkpoints in a way where you kind of have to follow this route. And so if you're kind of off route, I don't want to find any cheaty ways of taking the corner, so that's why they're narrow. Oh, that's gone very wide out there. I mean, that might be a line that's useful. And remember, we're going to get on the brakes early coming up here. Wow, there's a lot of sliding under the brakes. We did manage to get it stopped, though. Let's not get lost in our own rally course like we did last time. This is going much, much better. And I don't feel like first gear probably isn't a gear we want to be in. We have enough torque. I did pick the more torque engine just for the idea of if we do need to be in a higher gear because first gear wasn't working, and we'd have the torque to pull it out. Gone a little bit wide on that exit, but it does seem to be going pretty damn quick. I had to have a massive counter steer there. And the thing is, when you bring an all-wheel drive car, a front-wheel drive car, which I have here, which was the Escort, and make it all-wheel drive, it is prone to some twitching. Now, the Escort doesn't really have that. I've not really struggled with it, but it's not the greatest handling car I've built in this game so far. We're going for a flying lap here. Wow! We beat the Fiesta on the first go! Well, the second one, technically. He's got a 137 dead. Fiesta, take your heart out and eat it. That was a banger of a lap from the Escort. I wasn't expecting that to go that quickly, but it did. Got an interesting assortment of cars around here waiting my run on the final run of the Escort on the Quarry Rally Special Stage. We've got a dead Subaru Impreza and a Raptor who's found a tree and not found its way out. Now, this run is just for flexing on that Fiesta now. The Escort is from 5 seconds up the road of that Fiesta, so it's done itself proud. I knew it could be good, and it has done it. So we're gonna see, can we go any quicker with the Escort? I love this vehicle as just as a car in general. It is really good, and I was expecting it to be close to the Escort. I didn't expect it to beat it to the Fiesta even. Oh, that's gone very wide. And I think I've screwed that up. I completely forgot it's part of the course we're on. Oh, we're being thrown around a lot by the bumps. See, that's one thing. We just got that little bit of a twitch with the front wheel driveness, and I just couldn't save it. And I think that's probably ruined our chance of a quicker run now with the Escort. We can dip lower under there because obviously we've got a lower roof than that Fiesta did. So I mean, that's an advantage, not that we've been able to use it because I keep making mistakes. This is not an easy car to handle by any means. As you can see, oh, there's a Subaru here. Come on, man. He's just driven up there. He can go up there if he wants to. Oh, the back end stepped out just a little bit. We're not going to get a faster lap time, I don't think, considering where we are and the time we're at. But yeah, as you can see, that was just a run of perfection. I didn't have any mistakes, and I managed to keep the car under control for a long time. Whereas these runs, you can see, it's not the greatest. I mean, we are trying to push it a bit more to get more speed out of it. But and I've missed that checkpoint as well. Oh, come on. Escort, you're really not fun to drive with this situation, are you? That will be, I mean, it'll be quicker than the first one. It'll be a 1:48, not as quick as the 1:37 it got. So that will make the Escort be our leader. It is 5 seconds ahead of the Fiesta, and it's done pretty well. Although it is 5 seconds up, I feel like the amount of mistakes you can make with the Escort compared to the Fiesta, you really want to take the Fiesta. But you know, that's not what we're here to find out. We're here to find out how quick we can go with our pre-built, compared to a pre-built rally car. And I'm pretty sure we will, to end off this video, we've got a wheel spin and a super wheel spin. I do. We'll see what bad luck we can get on camera, because my luck is absolutely atrocious when it comes to these. Let's see. We're going to get 60,000. That nearly covers the price of the car. The building side of things. What we're going to get out soon, I'm going to guess like 2 sets of clothing and like 5 grand, because my super wheel spin luck is atrocious. Oh, 400! Yes! And a lot. Okay, that's not terrible. I will take that. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Rally Car Builds episodes in the future. We're going to try and aim for one at the very least a week. And from then, you guys can comment down below what car you want to see us take. Bear in mind stuff like the Unimo, which has the really expensive engine swap, I probably will be avoiding for the time being. We will do it eventually, just I don't want to spend that much money on one video when I don't have that much money in Forza to just throw away. So yeah. Anyway, that's it from me, TMDC Hyper, signing out.